Is that the one? Thanks. Is that the one? Thanks.
And I'll take 2.
Thanks a bunch.
Part 2. Verdant Wind. Pegasus Moon. Valley of Torment. Having repelled the Imperial Vanguard, the Alliance army requests reinforcements from Judith, head of House Daphno, the governing body in the northwestern regions of Alliance territory.
And that was it. Jeez, I like it when you were talking more than just one statement. What's happening?
What? Not enough left for seconds? I'm barely half full!
You eat too much anyways, Raphael. Supplies are running low, so you're just gonna have to deal with it.
You've always been so level-headed, Cyril. Now that you've grown up, you're even more that way.
Maybe it's just that the rest of you haven't grown enough. You could work harder at being reliable.
I can't grow if I can't eat.
I have some good news for my hungry friends. We got a reply from Judith. Mr. Leaderman has called a meeting about it. Hurry up, everyone.
We finally received a reply from Judith. The hero of Daphne has agreed to support us with soldiers and supplies.
You know, I'm pretty sure that cutscene right there would not have happened if either of those 3 had died in battle.
She's gonna give us food? She really is a hero.
Maybe Raphael will simmer down now.
Now, regarding where we're going to receive the delivery.
As this is a request from none other than the leader of the Alliance, I wish that I could send troops at once. However, openly marshaling soldiers within my territory could provoke other members of the Alliance. Therefore, I will secretly gather troops in Aelel, the Valley of Torment. Will your group be able to receive the soldiers at this location? From there, it should be safe to return to the monastery by following the border between the Alliance and the Kingdom. Therefore, I will secretly gather troops in
Aelel, the Valley of Torment. I cannot even pronounce it right, even with the voice helping me out.
Aelel is on the border between Daphne territory and the Kingdom. It'll make sense when we get there, but it's a peculiar region.
I recall there being a scary legend about it.
In any case, if we use that valley, we shouldn't have to worry about being noticed by other Alliance lords.
Aelel, the Valley of Torment.
Oh no! Oh no, we have a spy! It was the gatekeeper, man. I knew I should not trust you. Let's give a tea party to her, why not? She's been a good girl. Well, we do have Parallax. I want to check out what do we have here for Parallax. Hanuman's birthday. Bah. First, we need to go kill off that stupid gatekeeper guy who's gonna snitch and try to get us killed. I hate him. I knew I hate him so much. 1. Death Knight Sighting Gear Marks Mercy has much for at the Crest of Fortune, he only has difficulties getting here and quality gear. Oh, the warrior for region burning until Prairie returned to her homeland, hoping to avoid a conversation with her grandfather. Chris' daughter brings Mary. Oh, god damn it. Well, I could probably do both during this month. That is a guarantee. And we got support ready. Bunch of support. I'm pretty sure some of these support is better off if it was like if they were in their pre-time skip form. I'm gonna kill you, Mr. Gatekeeper guy. In fact... Die, you piece of garbage! I know you're a spy!
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. Is everyone setting out on a big campaign? Not exactly. Ah, so you're meeting up with the reinforcements. Well, you can leave guarding this place to me. I'll keep an eye out for anything suspicious.
Guys, I think this guy needs to be executed ASAP. Now! I mean, now! I need something family said, yeah, we can work promise. Anne got us things for me. I'm visiting Anne right now. Oh, Anne, I didn't think I was going to see you actually talk with us.
Hey, how about a favor?
It's gone. I say, I can't do business without. Hey, you, get it back from me. I'll get you a deal of your life. Do she open her secret shop? Yes, you.
Can you help me?
Ruby. Alright, looking to express some good funds on the back to home account. We're gonna sign something. I need to get them talking, I guess. Yes, talking. What do you have here? In the spa room. That we never got a chance to go. Is Bernie here? Bernie's still. She's probably locked up in her room, as per usual. And a secret thingy majiggy. That's all I need.
Appreciate it.
Man, you have open shot swing by the monster game, so keep it on the sketch and bring lots of golds. Oh.
Welcome.
Let's see what you got here. Hexlock accuracy ring. Good. Master. Good. She has thingies here. She also have these rings. This is awesome.
Is that the one? Thanks. Is that the one? Thanks.
And I'll take 2.
Thanks a bunch. Hey, Professor. Thanks for your hard work again. Nothing to report today. Was I convincing? Was it like he was standing right in front of you?
Oh, wow.
Some things are the same as they were 5 years ago, but I guess a lot more has changed.
I guess you got hoodwinked by the gatekeeper.
Professor, there are enemy spies around. Remain vigilant. Capture anyone who seems suspicious.
I said we... Alright, wait.
I'm glad you understand. I'm counting on you.
I say we kill the gatekeeper. He's a spy. I could tell.
ALL, the Valley of Torment. Oh man, I really do not want to go there. That place is crazy hot. For guys like me, who grew up somewhere cold, man, it's gonna be rough. Though, I guess that climate will keep our enemies at bay.
At bay. Emphasize on that word.
Hey.
No, what I like, we cannot just enter this thing now.
You know, I'd never have been recognized as the legitimate heir to House Regan without Judith's recommendation. Feels like I'm digging myself deeper and deeper in debt to the hero of Daphnel, but what do? It's all been worth it. After all, we need the Daphnel army for our next move. It's possible we'll have to deal with our enemies sooner than later.
My big brother told me stories of Judith's bravery. With just one look, she tamed a runaway horse that nobody else had been able to touch. When an Almiran general provoked her, she talked him into a tearful apology. She's spectacular. I wish she'd fight alongside us.
Give me your request.
Excuse me, could you do me a favor?
Response, can you help dry vegetable onions? Why not? I have them.
Thanks so much. You're a sweetheart.
We all need some money. Got it. I'm good. Zolan Best Idol. Okay, Beast Idol or something like that. Okay, well, before we go and meet the guy who needs that the thingamajiggy, I guess we could sit around and chat with some of these people here. See if they have anything interesting to say.
Professor?
Hearing that an old student has died cuts me right to the heart. As this war with the Empire continues, we'll see more of it, Professor. We have a duty to fight alongside our former students. We taught them how to fight after all. Now, let's help them win.
Yeah! I agree with you.
Indeed. The monastery repairs have made solid progress. Most excellent news. When we first returned here, I was unsure what we were going to do with the ruins of this place. But if we can get the cathedral rebuilt, we'll have it looking just like old times soon enough.
With the Fargus dukedom in place, the kingdom is essentially no more. The majority of the lords who once belonged to the kingdom are now under the jurisdiction of the Empire. Even the houses that haven't bent a knee yet, like House Fraldarius, will soon be crushed. It's only a matter of time.
No, we saved him first.
I didn't think we'd end up fighting Randolph. He's my uncle. Well, not by blood, so I guess I can handle it.
They're very resolute.
Don't worry about me. I'm ready for anything.
Actually, what would happen if I had to fight against him?
I can't believe the Valley of Torment. I'd heard of it, but I never expected to go there. It's exciting. I wonder what the landscape is like.
It sounds dangerous.
It probably is dangerous, but I still want to get there and see it as soon as I can.
We're so excited. How about you?
We may not be students anymore, but it's still important to read. We might even learn something that's useful for our next battle.
Training is important too.
I suppose that may be true. I always try my best at both. It's a shame the monastery was ruined, but at least the books are still intact.
Sure, I guess. There's only one note? God damn it. I thought being an Obian had some sweet life. I told people I want to stay locked in my room, then leave me be. One day everyone will listen to you and leave you alone. Of course you'll be happy about that. God damn it. Be more free, Bernie. Be more free.
Meeting reinforcements in the Valley of Torment seems an astute decision to me. In that land of oppressive heat, it is unlikely that we will be disturbed. It also means we will need to contend with those harsh conditions ourselves, however. Best ensure we are well prepared.
It has been only 5 years, yet so much has changed. Half of the kingdom has fallen to the Empire. Skirmishes are rife throughout the Alliance. Despite such tumult, we look upon the same sky, unchanged by the storm happening beneath it.
It's true, just like it was all those years ago?
Indeed. I gazed up at the same sky with Mother and Father. It does not feel so long ago at all. Wait, but how would you know, Professor?
Well, I did rescue you. Well, we did share the secret of you being Seth's father. So there's that.
ALL, the Valley of Torment, lies on the border of 3 noble territories. The kingdom's Fraldarius and Galatea families, and the Alliance's Daphno family. In the Fraldarius lands to the north, the former Kingdom Army and new Duke's Army are fighting.
The bridge that links Alliance and Empire lands is currently under the occupation of the Imperial Army. In other words, the Empire can choose to invade the Alliance whenever they wish. I want you to understand that my father does not support the Empire to antagonize House Regan. He does it to deprive them of an easy excuse to cross that bridge.
I've heard people talk about the hero of Daphne. If the stories of her courage are true, no one will be able to stand against us. In different circumstances, I'd have wanted to try crossing swords with her. Right now, we have to focus on getting to those reinforcements. Let's hope nothing goes wrong.
Boy, you just said those words. God damn it.
I never do get used to the sight of blood. It always makes me feel as if I might faint. I suppose I've told you that, though, yes? I have no idea how you cope with it. I hope this war ends soon. I dislike being lightheaded because other people are bleeding everywhere. Though the thought of working hard for it does sound like quite a pain.
Gotta clean out the storerooms, tend the flowers, do the washing, dust the library.
Do you need any help?
No, this is my job. Lady Rhea herself gave it to me. Even if Lady Rhea's not here right now, I still gotta do my duty. Like you gotta have other stuff you ought to be doing, yeah?
You're not a teacher anymore, and we're not your students, but everyone still calls you Professor.
Yeah, why is that?
Is there something you'd rather be called?
Call me by my name?
Oh, alright then, I'll call you... nope, sorry, can't do it. Too weird.
At least they give you excuse. Let's do it, we're just gonna call you Professor. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing even if you call him Violet.
Since the past, I have learned much of the language of Fodlan. But speaking the Fodlan language still gives me difficulty. I can understand, read, and write with nearly perfection now. But understanding and speaking are fruits of a different color.
That's part of your charm.
I have gratitude for you, Professor. I hope that I will have fluency one day.
Yeah, just tell everybody that's part of the charm. Bernie, get out of your room!
AOL, the Valley of Torment? What kind of a name for a place is that? It sounds scary. Do I really have to go with you? Hey, here's an idea. Maybe let the recluse stay home and hold the fort.
No, you're coming into the next mission.
Some in Fargus believe Dimitri is still alive. My father is one such eccentric. They can't accept reality. Dimitri is dead. He's not coming back.
Well, we won't know until he's coming back. Well, until we could confirm it.
Someday we will take the Imperial capital. It is odd to think that I will be invading the very city that I once called home. That is still a ways off. I will prepare for our journey to AOL.
AOL. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like you're saying AOL. The free internet service back in the 90s.
Even though we're getting reinforcements, we should still be prepared for the worst. Never shirk your training, no matter what. To practice, I'm going to chop something up with my sword.
Not my head.
Unless you'd like to train together. Care to spar?
No, you're crazy. What do we have here? Advanced Lance Tournament today. Do we have someone with an A on Lance? Awesome. Go, Leone.
Make a difference? I'm not dying here. Alright, who's next? Nice try. Alright, who's next?
I'm level 18 and they said you have to be like level 31 and up.
How about about a curtsy?
Don't mind if I slip through you, Miss Pegasus Knight. Alright, and she won. That was very obvious. Alright.
Sharing her food with us for nothing in return? Judith really is a great person. She's more like a goddess than the goddess is.
She's very much like goddess?
I never met her, so I don't know for sure. But she must be beautiful and kind.
That is his mom. I don't know, actually. I don't think it is his mom, but I still call it that. They kind of look like each other.
It seems some of our friends believe that if we get those reinforcements, we'll be set for provisions, too. But I think it's best not to hold our breath on the food front. With the added headcount from the reinforcements, there will be even more mouths to feed.
My family, the Galateas, are an offshoot of the Daphno family. The family split in half, and two brothers quarreled over an inheritance. Despite blood relations, the families lived apart from one another, so the relationship has been distant and somewhat estranged. I'm not so much acquainted with Judith, the head of House Daphno.
Professor, how did Claude and Judith know each other? I hear there are still quarrels within the Alliance. This generous offer of soldiers and supplies seems a little too good to be true. I mean, it's also really impressive, but I'm just a little worried, I suppose.
It's the spies, isn't it? It's the Gatekeeper's spies. I just know it. The hunting festival is today. Alright, guess why do I have it? Ah, damn it. Well, doesn't matter. I have Raphael somewhere. So, let me turn this into this guy and then we'll start off.
Oh no.
Nice job.
The freaking support thingamajiggies. Everybody loves the support. Let's start with Raphael. He is somewhere around here.
Professor. Hey, Professor. I think you've been working too much lately. The battle's gonna keep going with or without you, but you're the one doing the most out there. It's real impressive how you can focus on giving orders and fighting. I don't think I could do both in the same battle. I see you running all over the place, even after the battle's over. I just don't want you to wear yourself out. Oh yeah? As soon as you say you're fine, that's when it hits you. No offense, Professor, but don't you think some folks might be taking advantage of you? Claude keeps asking you to do things, but you never say no. Like when you gave that speech to the troops. That didn't seem like something you wanted to do. I know you gotta follow orders on the battlefield, but you shouldn't have to do things off the battlefield if you don't wanna. What do you mean? Like studying? Sure, it's not my favorite thing in the world, but that was to keep my little sis fed. I had good reason for it. The same, huh? I think I get what you mean. You do things you don't want to do for the sake of everyone else. That's real noble of you, Professor. I guess I can't get in your way if you're doing it for the right reasons. Okay then. I'm gonna keep trying to do my best. But now, I'm gonna do it for you. My little sis is important to me. But you're real important too. I always work hard for the people who matter to me. And having more of them in my life just means I gotta work even harder. What do you think? Really? I wasn't expecting you to say that. You're gonna make me blush. We gotta keep working hard together then. At least until this war's over. I'll work to make sure you don't collapse from exhaustion. You got nothing to worry about, Professor. I've been training non-stop. I got your back, no matter what.
Hey, writing to your sister again?
You bet! Gotta reply to these things as soon as they come in.
You had one last week, too. It's great to see you're both so good about staying in touch. It's especially important when there's a war going on.
Yeah. Oh, That reminds me. My sister wrote to say how much she loved the painting supplies you sent.
Good. I'm glad gathering those pigments paid off.
You even made her a brush. I really appreciate you doing all that for her.
I was fascinated with painting at that age. I was a pretty artistic kid, if you can believe it. Not a lot of time for it when you're hungry, though.
Sounds like you had a pretty tough time growing up too, huh?
I guess so. We never thought of it that way. But it's true, the children in my village don't usually get to choose their futures. Any one of us could have had the talent for artistic genius and never even noticed. I was one of the lucky ones. I only got to follow my passion thanks to my father and all the other folks. That's why, once I come into my own, the first thing I'll do is head back there and help the other kids.
Oh, wow. It's like all the kids in your village are counting on you.
No need to exaggerate it. Besides, it's not like I'm unique. You're working hard for your sister's future, aren't you?
Yeah. It's like me and you are both carrying big weights. We should try sharing the weight with each other. You know, lighten both of our loads.
Huh?
If we share our problems, then we only gotta carry half the weight, right? It works out for everybody.
It's probably a good thing you didn't try to take on your family's business. If you take half of my burden and I take half of yours, the total's still the same.
Nah, that doesn't sound right. Everything's lighter when you don't gotta carry it alone.
On second thought, you might be right. With the right attitude and the right partner to share the burden, maybe it is only half the weight.
Now you're getting it. It's a waste of energy to struggle alone when there's someone who can help you.
That's true. And I do hate waste, as you well know. So when it comes to working toward the future you're after, you know I won't fall short.
Great! And you should never fall short on sharing a big meal with me, too.
Deal.
Hello, Raphael. Are you well? Any chance you might be training today?
Of course! My muscles are always ready to train.
I imagine so. Mind if I tag along? I have been practicing my battle cries. I believe you shall notice a marked improvement. Rah! Yeah!
Wow, that sounds much better than last time. But try doing it more like this. Yeah!
Oh, hearing it anew is positively invigorating. I have much training ahead if I am to become as strong as you.
Try not to strain yourself. You've got smarts, so you shouldn't have to worry about your muscles.
I won't be satisfied until my body is as strong as my mind. As my body is so frail, my brother is endlessly worrying over me.
I know what that's like. I have a little sister too. I always worry about her, even when it's something small, like catching a cold.
Then surely you understand. I want to give my brother peace of mind. If I don't get stronger, I won't be able to do all the things I wish to do. But I'm quite enjoying this. I have never shouted so loudly in all my life. Each time I allow myself to let go in such a way, I feel invigorated.
Well, if you're having fun, I'm not gonna stop you. Go on and shout as much as you want. Give it all you've got and make your brother proud.
Just you wait. I've only just begun.
All right. Gather up your energy deep in your gut and get ready to shout.
You know, Hilda, I really appreciate how open-minded you are.
Oh? How do you mean?
People usually try to hold me back when I get into a fight. Not you, though. I like that about you. What was it again? You like a good fight? Yeah, I remember it now.
I'm not sure where you got that from. I try to avoid conflict of all kinds.
That can't be right. You complimented my fighting. Said you were smitten by it.
Well, if you really must know, I want to live freely, with nothing tying me down, so your uninhibited attitude does appeal to me. You don't let rules hold you back. You do things your way and no one else's.
That makes sense. I guess I am pretty impressive. You're really amazing too, you know that?
Oh, me? Amazing? Shucks. I'm sure I don't know what you mean.
I think most people like to force their ideas on everyone else. They'll tell someone off if they don't like how the other person is living. Try to make them change even if they don't want to. You're different, though. You let people live however they want. There aren't a lot of people like you in the world.
Oh, stop. You're going to make me blush. No one's ever paid me so many compliments.
Come on, really?
My big brother liked to tell me how lazy and careless I was. I've gotten scolds aplenty, but compliments, I'm not accustomed to.
That's surprising. But I don't think you should let it bother you so much. You shouldn't let anyone change you, or else you'll end up losing the qualities that make you so great.
I suppose you're right. Wow. Thanks, Caspar. We should live our own lives and stop worrying about others' opinions. Oh, it's Sedith. I'd better slip away before he...
Ah, I see you are indulging in a bit of reading. You are fond of books, I take it?
Yes, reading's one of my favorite pastimes. I was just finishing up, actually, so I think I'll...
That is most fortuitous.
Fortuitous? How do you figure?
Come with me. I have a story to share with you. Once upon a time, deep in the cold mountains, there lived a lazy fox and an industrious squirrel. The squirrel worked tirelessly all day long, while the fox did nothing but lounge around and play. When autumn came, the squirrel hurriedly gathered up acorns for the winter. But the fox continued to play without a care. A biting winter fell upon the land. The mountains, caked in snow, concealed all nourishment from sight. The hungry fox went to the squirrel's dwelling, but the squirrel had locked up tight and gone to sleep. Every so often, the squirrel would wake, enjoy a nibble of an acorn, and then return to an easy slumber. The fox, on the other hand, with nowhere else to turn, was forced to scrounge for food in the bitter cold of the forest. Forlorn and hungry, he wandered in solitude all through the winter, until spring came once more. And so it is to this very day that foxes are denied the comforts of hibernation.
Ah, I really learned something about foxes. I read lots of fairy tales like that when I was little. But the lazy fox and the industrious squirrel, huh? That one I don't think I've heard before.
That is not surprising, considering I wrote it.
Oh, you wrote it?
I did. When Flame was young, she loved fairy tales more than anything. I would read them to her often. This one, however, is a more recent creation. I wrote it for the benefit of the children in the monastery. So, what do you think? I'm curious to hear what sort of impression it made on you.
It's so cute!
You found it to be cute?
I can just see it now. You writing fairy tales for your little sister. That's just the cutest thing. Honestly, to me, you usually come across as stern and overly perceptive. But now I know you have a sweet side, too. I feel like I'm seeing you in a whole new light.
That is not what I was hoping to hear.
Oh, hello, Sedith.
Hello, Leone. I imagine you are here to fish?
Yeah, this is a great spot for it. You must be a pretty experienced fisherman, huh?
Actually, while I have enjoyed the hobby for a long while, I must admit I am less than proficient.
Now that you mention it, I can see you're not having much luck today.
It is likely because I am not using any bait.
Well, that explains it. But why bother fishing at all if you're not even trying to catch something?
Truthfully, I fish only so that I might relax. It is soothing to me to cast the line and watch the water ripple. My days are busy, even hectic. It helps to find peace and quiet every so often.
Oh, that makes sense. Still, if you're going to go to all the trouble, you may as well actually bait the line.
Maybe so. But, to my chagrin, I do not even know what type of bait to use. I learned to fish by accompanying my wife. She was always the one to bait the hooks. She would hand me the rod, and I would cast my line. I never paid attention to how the rest was done.
Ah. And your wife, where is she now?
She passed away quite some time ago. Since then, I have only to fish on my own. Even so, I find peace out here. Bait or no bait. What about you? Why do you fish?
Me? Just for the fish, actually. For me, it's purely practical. Catch a bite now, one less meal to worry about later. Hunting, fishing, whatever it takes to get by. That's how I've always done it. I'm not exactly starving right now, but back then, if I couldn't catch something, I'd go hungry. So getting the hang of it was pretty vital.
I would certainly say so. I imagine it is intensely satisfying to catch a fish when the need is so great.
Probably, yeah. The need makes it more purposeful. But hey, if you ever want to try fishing for real, I'd be happy to share my bait with you. And if you catch something, I'll cook it up nicely for you. How's that for motivation?
Oh, are you a skilled chef also?
Can't promise it'll be fancy, but it'll taste good.
Impressive. Wouldn't you know it, I am suddenly overcome with the urge to excel.
Great! Let's get started.
Manuela, a moment?
Oh, hello, Seteth. I must apologize, but I am quite busy. Perhaps we could talk another time?
I have already confirmed that you have no urgent business. I would like to hear your explanation now.
My explanation? For what?
Allow me to be more specific. Where were you, and what were you doing last night?
Oh, my dear Seteth. You must relax that worried brow. Those forehead creases will ruin your beauty.
Just answer the question, please.
What question is that? The one you already know the answer to? Last night I had a bit of fun and a bit of drink. Less of one and more of the other, sure, but...
How much you drink is not my concern. But you are an adult who is tasked with the supervision of children. You should not be causing trouble for the students. It is unacceptable for you to expose them to your disgraceful behavior. Even more so to impose upon them the labor of cleaning up your mess.
Oh, don't oversell it. All they did was walk with me back to my room.
From what I hear, you had to be carried.
I'd like to think I'd remember that. If it happened, and it probably didn't, it's not as if I'm heavy. Nobody hurt themselves. Did they? Come on, Seteth. Loosen up. If you're so worried about how I'll behave, why don't you join me for a drink sometime? I mean, I only get in trouble when I drink alone.
If it will help to improve your behavior, I would not object to accompanying you from now on.
Well, that sounds just delicious. What are you doing tonight, around...
But first I will lecture you on all of the intricacies of proper behavior in the supervision of children. And until I am done, you will not drink a drop of alcohol. If you agree to those conditions, I will join you. I will even drink with you. Alcohol has little effect on me.
That is just... You know, getting lectured by you is... Well, I think the word is torture. Yes, that's it. Torture. And I won't have it. I'm going to go get a drink and try to forget this ever happened.
How is it that you imagine yourself the tortured one? Flame.
Here to pester me, brother?
No, I think I'm the one who ought to be pestered.
Regardless of what I say to you, it is not as though it has any effect in reducing your worry over me.
That is true. No matter where you are, and no matter what you're doing, I will always worry. But that's only because I treasure you so very much. Please understand, I'm not trying to hurt you.
Of that I am well aware. I am touched that you care so deeply. When I think of it,
It is my own fault that you have become so overprotective. I cannot blame you.
No, the fault is entirely mine. You were still so young. I placed far too much strain on you, and our lack of resources was no excuse. Worse, I failed to watch you during the battle. Your mother, too. We lost her because of me. Afterward, it broke my heart to see how much you would need to rest just to survive. I swore that I would dedicate every moment remaining in my life to your protection.
Ever since then, I have been afraid of falling asleep. My fear of sleeping is outmatched only by my fear of spending my life alone. Even if it cannot last, I want to live among my peers as one of them, as an ordinary person. Similar to how you and Mother coexisted with your own comrades back then, fighting side by side.
Quite right. I know you must leave the nest someday. No matter how many ages our lives may span, I know that's the way of it.
Father...
Don't.
Nobody is listening, Father. Let me address you as such just this once. I have valued the quiet days you and I have spent alone together, but I am no longer a child. Just as you and Mother met one another, and eventually I was brought into the world, I
know. Please, no more. No matter what happens, you are my daughter. It gives me great joy to see you grow. But please, at least until this war is over, let me continue to worry. You're the most precious person in my life. I can't bear the thought of losing you.
It seems I have no choice in the matter. I shall allow you to worry about me enough for yourself and Mother both. But only that much and no more, my dear Father Keyhole.
Thank you, Sethlene.
Reach for my hand.